ASIO Director-General Mike Burgess has warned of the dangers of Chinese state-backed hackers infiltrating Australia's critical infrastructure, including our airports and our telecommunications networks.
ASIO is aware of one nation state and no prizes for guessing who, conducting multiple attempts to scan and penetrate critical infrastructure in Australia and other Five Eyes countries, targeting water, transport, telecommunications and energy networks. This reconnaissance is highly sophisticated, using top-notch tradecraft to find your networks, test for vulnerabilities, knock on the digital doors and check the digital locks.
And joining me now is IPA Senior Fellow and Chief Economist Adam Creighton. Adam, Mike Burgess also warned about the cost to business of a cyber-enabled sabotage, that it could cost the economy $1.1 billion per incident. Do you think this is something the business community needs to take more seriously?
Yeah, certainly, Sharri, that is true. I mean, I think he said that espionage basically cost about $12 billion last year alone. So certainly it's already costing us a lot of money. Businesses do need to take it seriously. And of course, the government needs to take it very seriously in terms of their funding allocations to ASIO. This is a serious threat. I mean, it's very common, to talk about World War III and so forth on the internet, but, that war would not be anything like the First or Second World War. Of course, it would be like, these very serious attacks on telecommunications, on electricity, and it's pretty scary what could happen in extremis. I mean, just imagine even going without electricity for a few days would cause an absolute disaster. And that is quite possible. We've already seen in the US, for instance, and in other parts of the world where Chinese hackers, possibly Russian hackers too, have been able to cause a lot of damage already. And I think most critics say that they're actually better at it than we are in the West.
Yeah, and I think he drew the comparison to the recent Optus outage and how much damage that caused just in a few hours. Adam, as viewers might have noticed, you're in Buenos Aires right now. Argentina's president has just won the midterm elections with a thumping majority. You've been interviewing senior members of his team there. What can you tell us about his style of politics, the economy, and what you think the Liberal Party here can learn from it?
Yeah, well, look, it's been an extraordinary economic experiment here. The funniest thing, Sharri, I think, was talking to one of the energy ministers here, and I said, look, what's your net zero plan? What's your emissions plan? And he said, look, I think we have one, but I don't know what it is, and I don't really care because they are not concerned about that. They are concerned about economic growth and boosting the wealth of the country. They're not concerned with emissions. So, the government can forget Argentina when it's making its assumptions about who's doing what. The biggest lesson, I think, for Australia is that you can cut spending by a huge amount. I mean, in the first few months of his term, just 2 years ago, he cut federal spending by a third. So in the Australian context, that's $250 billion gone in 2 months, right? Roughly. And the economy's booming. 5% growth this year, 6% growth next year.
Indeed. And Adam, no one here seems to have the appetite for cutting spending at all. All right. I'm so sorry. We're out of time. We'll get more from you next week.